I'm back. Let's dive right back into this. Let's see, Picante is now size 2. Ooh, right. Only one shield. There's plenty of planes around. Okay. Little Bandit is now up to size 3. I think we need to, Yeah, that'll be fine. I think. If I'm measuring this correctly. Okay. Alright, Twitch now has a temple. So their happiness will be secured up to size 6. Pardon me. Let's get a library going here. That'll be a big chunk of tech. Roll Bandit has built settlers. Yeah, in order to fix that, I do need to do this. And they are, in fact, getting food surplus. So we can actually do that now. This is going to work. I don't think I want another one beyond that, though. So let's go for a temple. I'm going to do with them exactly what I was trying to do before. That is, get these buffed up. Alright, astronomy. This gives me access to a wonder of the world, as I kind of mentioned earlier. Copernicus's observatory only works in the city where you build it, but it doubles the research it gets. That's why I really wanted to have Colossus rather than the pyramids. Having the two together in the same city is enormous. They're only giving me access to Code of Laws or map making, and I'll gladly take map making among those. Okay, let's put a road in here. Conte is now size 3, and they still haven't finished that defender. Although now they'll be able to support it and keep building. It's good to know. I'm actually losing money each turn now, as I have a temple that I am paying maintenance for. But I can... I've got enough coin that I can run that way for a little while, anyhow. Okay, and let's irrigate that tile now. Alright, you have arrived. Fortify. And I will tell you to make something else now. I'm thinking... Oh wow, it's going to be a temple. You're growing pretty quick, actually. All right, give me just like 60 seconds. I'll be right back. Sorry about this. Right. So, how about nice Hawaii, but no. Just end turn a few times apparently. Yay, map making. So this gives me access to a tiny little boat called a trireme. I looked it up, that is how you pronounce it. It is so basic a boat that if it ends its turn not adjacent to land, diagonal does count in this case, it can sink and be lost. Lighthouse Wonder gives trireme's protection from that ability, if I remember correctly, and increases movement rates of ships for a time. I've never had much need for it, simply put. Okay. Looking at this, you know what? I think it's about time I grabbed pottery. So let me do that. So you're working on that phalanx, okay. Come on. There we go. Alright. Picante. Alright. Cities are looking good. I do want more. For me to only have 4 cities is kinda sad, really. Alright, so it looks like you just finished with that. So that is now 2 food, a shield, and 2 trade. So I can actually do this and break even on the shield, so that'll stop growing for a time, but that's alright. I can get away with that. Let's put this on. Okay, excellent. This is no longer a completely empty city. Settlers, please. Get more roads and irrigation in, and then ultimately another city down here. Definitely need lots of settlers roaming around to improve the land. Which builds a library. Okay. Yeah, look at that. It was 10 and now it's 15. 5 extra light bulbs for a single coin. Pretty nice, huh? But now I'm going to try to build Copernicus's observatory here. I hope I manage to get away with this, as that will double this to 30. And it lasts a good amount of time. Okay, Road Bandit has a temple, so now it can grow larger without me worrying about it. Looks like they could use a library. Let's get that going. Yay! At long last! Spot 6, number 2! It's symmetrical again! Yay! Bloody hell. Okay, so there's pottery. Again, no prerequisites, and itself is not a prerequisite of anything. It's this cute little dead-end technology. Gives us access to granaries. Oh yeah, and the Hanging Gardens wonder, which adds happy people. Everywhere. All of your cities. Plus extra on the one where you build it. But yeah, it doesn't last very long at all. So it's usually not worth it. You just can't rely on it. Okay. If my cities are going to start getting sizable, I'm going to need construction. So let's go ahead and take that. Almost certainly, coming up relatively soon, you're going to see some really nasty random events of a negative nature. If a city is lacking a certain kind of building, then there's just a random chance that something bad will happen there based on it not being present. Thankfully, none of the later Civ games actually do this, but the original Civ does, and my word, is it irritating. Yeah, so one of the buildings that often comes up is something that construction will give me. Yeah. Yep. One of them anyway, I'm pretty sure the AI never suffers them, so yeah, it's yet another way that the game kind of cheats. Okay. Population has gone up to 300,000 now? They'll keep mentioning that up until 1 million, and then they won't say anything until a whole other million, be millions after that. There, sorry about that. Shouldn't have to listen to me chew. That's not why you're here. I want more shields than this. So I'm gonna have to have a little chat with Kraid at the moment. I'm afraid you need to stop using that tile. Here, use that one instead. And Twitch, you can go up there and use that. There we go. Yep, the city's good up to size 7. No, size 6. 5 right now. Yeah, okay. That's actually a really good chunk of shields, given that I don't have like any hills or anything. It's just, yeah, coming from 2 game tiles, the importance of having a city at a nexus. Alright, so they're warning me that my money is starting to run a little thin. Perhaps I should do something about it, and I concur. Alright, construction has arrived. Building things. So this allows for settlers to actually have an additional option. They can build what's called a fortress. If you tell a settler to fortify, the F key command, what it will do is actually build a fortification in the tile, which you can use to seal off bottlenecks in the land, for example, and allow units to have extra defense, even if they're not sitting in a city, on city walls. Can be useful to help keep people out, but as a democracy, anybody outside a city itself is going to make people unhappy, and I kind of can't do that. So, yeah, not going to be terribly useful to me. It's really not useful to a lot of people, which is why in Civ 2 they made it so that units inside of fortifications sufficiently close to a city don't cause any unhappiness either. Which is a really good change. But what's important to construction here is the 2 buildings it lets me make. The Colosseum is expensive to maintain at 4 gold a turn, but it makes 3 unhappy citizens content. It allows a city to get to a really nice size indeed. And then there's the aqueduct. A city is capped at size 10 and cannot grow any larger unless it has an aqueduct, in which case it can grow higher. That and a city without an aqueduct might suffer those sorts of random events that I was just talking about. So yeah, if you want big cities, you're going to need construction. Code of laws or navigation? Again, code of laws, really not important to me. I won't go for navigation. I can make better boats. And I think I'm still basically doing clicking through turns at the moment. Oh yeah, no, I need money. Okay, so I'm making no income at all right now, and my improvements are costing me currently 3 gold a turn. I'm getting discoveries every 4 turns, but I'm going to have to slow that down, unfortunately. So let's bring up the old tax rate here. And I'm going to have to try a few iterations of this. Alright, so at 10% I'm getting 2 income. And discoveries will still be 4 turns, but yeah, I don't have much to spare. That's not going to be enough. So let's go 2080. Discoveries are down to every 5 turns, but now I'm turning a 3 gold profit. So that's how I'm going to want to leave it, at least for the time being. Yeah, I've done something about that. There's sort of a 1-turn lag on that. Alright, so Row Bandit has another tile that it can use. There we go. And I can work on that one as well. And then they can work their way up to Twitch and help get Twitch improved. Ah, someone else built the Great Library. Since I'm usually the tech leader, I can usually get away with not having that, but that is going to be a huge advantage to them. The effect of the Great Library is that until somebody has the Tech University, any tech that any two other civs have, the Great Library gives to that player for free. Yeah, that's a problem. So the Romans out there are apparently going to start... well, they can't really fall behind on tech, is what that means. They could accumulate a lot of money, or they can focus on like a single branch of the tech tree, try to go up this, going depth first rather than breadth first, and the other techs that they skip will be handed to them. Meanwhile, I'm going to want to get university as soon as possible to put a prompt end to that. And if I recall correctly, university actually requires mathematics and philosophy? Okay. That might not actually be so bad. I mean, I already have mathematics. Philosophy might be what comes up next. Yeah. And the university itself is a building I can put in a city. It functions like a library. It's another plus 50%. And yeah, it stacks with the Copernicus's observatory. That doubles it after all other modifiers are considered. So that's going to be pretty strong. It's going to be Science City. Hopefully. Irrigate, please. Ooh! This makes me feel so good right now. So happy. So by largest civilizations, they're referring to population. Who has the most people. I am used to being in the middle, or perhaps even near the bottom of this, as other civilizations will often have like a dozen tiny cities everywhere, or as opposed to me, where I have a few really good ones. To see that I am still in the lead for largest civilization bodes extremely well for me. Extremely well. Okay, navigation. This allows me to make better boats. The sail unit will not crash and burn if it's away from the coast. And it also allows the Magellan's Expedition wonder to be made, which boosts the movement rate of sea units, and notably does not expire. That lasts the entire game. So that can actually be a fun, useful thing to build, if you've got nothing else better to build, or if you're very dependent on boats. Hey, Jelly Dots, good to see you. Are you gelling like Magellan? So yes, there is that. Okay, so I believe... I do kind of want to work my way to university at this point, sooner than I normally would. I have mathematics, so I would need philosophy, which requires mysticism and literacy. In other words, things I already have, they're just plain not giving them to me because they're being jerks. That's what the game does sometimes. So let's see. Yeah, I have no need whatsoever for Code of Laws right now. That does ultimately lead to banking. I am going to want that eventually. Damn it. Yeah, that's a good out of context quote, Jelly Dots. You got me. You got me good there. These sea technologies, though, are actually going to be leading to something useful. After engineering, I can go for invention. After iron working, I can go for bridge building, which lets me build roads over rivers. They don't add trade, but still, it's a place I can put a road. And after physics and invention, that gives me steam engine for ironclad ships. But what's important there is with steam engine and bridge building, I get what is quite possibly the single most important bottleneck technology in the game, one that really opens up potential. But none of these lead to university, but I also can't do anything about that either. So, hey, ironworking, what the hey? Let's check on this. Alright, still 3 and 6. Discoveries in 5 turns. Looks good to me. Barbarian raiding party lands near Twitch. Citizens are alarmed. Okay, yeah, so here we have a barbarian ship. Right, it's essentially a non-AI AI player. They just randomly get units here and there and just spawn things out. They've generated a Legion unit, which is really irritating because it has an attack strength of 3. I don't like how it's heading to Twitch right now. And my only real... it's buried in here. I want to get my chariot up there, but as soon as it leaves this city, they're going to be very unhappy. And there really isn't much I can do about it either. And yeah, they spawn a diplomat. Barbarian diplomats don't do anything other than serve as free units you can attack. If you manage to take out a barbarian leader when it's on its own, rather than in a stack with another unit, you get 100 gold. As you basically get a ransom from the barbarians. I guess I should... No, I'm kind of stuck there. I suppose I could just switch governments to something safer for the moment. I kind of don't want to have to do that, though. Cities might start starving. Okay. Let's get you back inside here. And you can probably afford to send this guy out now. Come on. Alright. Very unhappy here, and my only real recourse to that is plucking units up, yeah. That's what I have to do. I just have to leave half of them off of work for now until I can get that chariot resolved, simply put. Six Blaze, hello! Good to see you. Thank you. Okay. Well, I can't get them into the town in time, but they can only attack once anyway, and if they succeed, then they've hit the phalanx, and then they're stuck there, and then the chariot can go in and wipe them out. I would have to be extremely unlucky to lose this. Don't put that past me. Okay, they actually lost. Good. And I got ironworking. Amazon. I don't know. I have had the occasional issue with Twitch's parent company. I have not made a secret of that. But Twitch is... Well, I'm somehow getting money out of this, so okay. Yes, and this gives me access to my own Legion units, which are attack 3. The rest are 1s. Okay, I'm going straight to bridge building. In case you haven't noticed, I've kind of got a lot of rivers around. Alright, I am going to... No, I'm not. You're going to stay with Roll Bandit. For the moment, anyway. Because I don't want to interrupt this at all. I'm hoping to capture them. Oh yeah. Picante has built a temple. Alright, looks like Picante is in dire need of a settler unit. I need to start improving the land around here. You... Yes. Barbarian leader captured. 100 coin ransom paid. I'm in the money. Da 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 da. Trade build settlers. Okay, excellent. I can start prepping the land around here. At the moment they can't grow, but once I've irrigated these tiles, that will change. They're too small for me to have a military unit, and that would include the sailboat I would use to clear out the black around here. So I'm going to have to wait on that. And they're so small that I'm not so worried about the temple just yet. Let's actually go for the granary first. Alright, so I'm going to send you to Twitch. I guess I'll have to wait a turn. That's fine. Alright, what tiles are being used right now? These two? Okay, I will prep those first. Let's go here. You start with a road. Okay, you I'm going to reassign. Your new home is here at Twitch, and I will fortify you. And that makes Row Bandit a lot happier. They can get back to work. Later Civ games, they kind of don't care which city they're sitting in, but in the original Civ, it has to be sitting in their own home city. If I had left this as Row Bandits and kept it fortified here, Row Bandit would still be unhappy. That's why I changed its home. And I think that's also why they changed that behavior entirely in the in the later games, because it was kind of weird. Okay, so we are now getting 2 trade out of that. We get the trade bonus of the democracy. It's very important. And I can now irrigate that tile. Get another food out of it. Meanwhile, we have bridge building. Excellent. Good timing for that. So I can now build roads on top of rivers. And that gives access, potentially... I don't know why they double capitalized it. It is literally the most important technology in the game, railroad. And you will see why. They toned it down in the later games. In the original Civ, very, very important. Again, still don't need Code of Laws, so I will take physics. And they're once again not letting me go for university. They're being jerks. Okay. Irrigation taking a little while, I see. Meanwhile, Row Bandit has built their library. Fantastic. More tech. And I'm going to have them now work on a granary. Take advantage of all that surplus food. Get them to grow faster. They can support up to size 6. They're going to need a Coliseum soon, but I can get that granary in there first, I'm sure. Okay, let's head here. Yeah, man, those techs are coming fast and furious. I love it. It's the way it ought to be. Nothing on its own, but prerequisite for a lot of other things. Okay, engineering, magnetism, I think I need both? What I have in mind? No, actually, I don't need magnetism. That leads further out somewhere. No, what I need now is engineering. Engineering it is. Okay. So I have bridge building. I can stick a road on here now. I will do so. There it is. But again, no extra trade for it. Kind of already has that sort of trade, if you know what I mean. And I will irrigate it, get more food out of it. Oh, which is Copernicus's observatory coming in. That looks good to me. I don't think I'm going to have to worry about overpopulation here just yet. Bandit is using all of these. It's opted for more fish. I suppose that's okay, but it makes a lot more sense to finish the granary first. The way that the granary functions is that a line is drawn halfway through the food storage box, and when the city grows, it only empties the bottom half, so that you actually still have food stored up to go towards the next one. Picante? Yeah, they need a settler. They've got lots of plain land here that needs improvement. And I've still got more terrain over there that I haven't touched. I can squeeze another city down here too, but once I want to have them basically do some things for Twitch on the way down there. Okay, autosave. We now have engineering. Yay. Nothing on its own, but that does lead to a few other technologies. Oh, they're bottlenecking me again! They're forcing me to take one of these two techs that I don't need. I'll be right back in just a moment. I kind of need to wash my hands. They've got Chex Mix flavor dust on them. Alright. Well, between the two of them, Code of Laws is more useful to me. So I will take Code of Laws. Under protest, they're forcing me to. I have the prerequisites for what I need, they're just not offering it to me. There it is! That's exactly what I was talking about. Plague and Row Bandit. Scores perish. Citizens demand aqueduct. So yeah, Row Bandit just randomly lost a unit of population. That is totally a thing that can happen. Totally random. The only way to prevent that from happening is to have an aqueduct in there, which they otherwise wouldn't need unless they're size 10. So yeah, pretty irritating, isn't it? Nothing to be done but to soak it up. Hey, Twitch builds Copernicus's observatory. Check! Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Alright, what are we going to build here now that we're no longer stuck chunking away on a wonder of the world? Let's see, we're already size 6. And that's the most that you can have and still be happy. So it looks like I'm going to need the Colosseum now. Expensive, but worth it. I can grow this city even larger and get even more tech out of it. Sid meets Oregon Trail. I think I've played Oregon Trail like once, and it wasn't until like college. Yeah, I kind of missed that for some reason. Although I certainly get the references. I mean, I see the Oregon Trail card game at Target. It's like, yeah, you have died of dysentery. The game comes with a death board right in people's names. I get that. I understand what they were going for there. Alright, let's let Twitch get some benefit here. You know, that's probably the best bet. As much as I would love to get another shield, at the moment, that's going to be the way to go. Okay, so let's go to here. You're still kind of... No, you're generating a food profit now. That's right. Okay. You're good. Yay! More improvement. Rather than go wider at the moment, let's do a little something for the walkway. A hedge. We have a hedge. Row Bandit builds granary. Looks like a beehive to me, but there you go. That's the granary. Yep. A thin blue line makes a big difference. Okay. So a marketplace would still not pay for itself here, although I think I'm going to have to up my tax rate shortly, and at that point it would be. I certainly don't want to waste my time with any of those wonders. Cannot possibly go wrong with city walls. I'm going to need those everywhere eventually. So let me go ahead and chunk away at that. Okay, great. You can build a road there. Code of laws. I was sort of forced to research it. Well, there we have it. Yeah, there's quite a few prerequisites that has, to be fair. This also, yeah, it's the technologies for the new governments, monarchy and republic, are both off of Code of Laws. And, yeah, the courthouse comes off of Code of Laws. The courthouse is going to be useless to me because I'm in a democracy. It's sort of built in to the government, so to speak. What a courthouse does is that it cuts any corruption in its city by half. Corruption is essentially lost trade. Most governments, the further away a city is from the capital, the more corruption it has. And it's trade you just simply don't get. It appears as a black arrow in the trade line, much like if I had a shield or food shortage. And you simply don't get to convert that to money or tech or luxuries. It's that simple. Now, a courthouse will cut that in half for whatever city you put it in. But a democracy has no corruption anywhere, so I will never need to build one. I can't ignore it. They're not even giving me the republic to research. The monarchy. Magnetism. Man, they're being jerks about the text they're offering me. I don't know why. But, alright. It's what I gotta work with, I guess. Eventually they'll be forced to give me what I want. Oh, the happiest civilizations in the world. I'm right in the middle of the pack. Probably because everybody is content. I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Happiness is not something I'm going to be actively pursuing until later on. Picante builds settlers. Oh, I just totally clicked out of the window. Okay, so, yeah, I want to get these tiles improved. Alright, looks like we can do a granary here now. Alright, so the road is in place. Let's irrigate it. Let's go this way. Road. I'm going to actually want to do, say, like this tile? Or this one? I might not actually be able to irrigate that one right away. The city being on the river might actually block it. I'm not sure. I guess I'm about to find out. Alright, monarchy. Government to get you away from despotism if you need those extra resources. Finally giving me some extra options! Well, feudalism I still don't need. That leads to chivalry and then nothing else. Pretty much a dead end. Literacy is what I have been waiting for who knows how long. Was it? Yeah, it was. Oh, it's actually written right on. I kind of missed that. That's yeah, Code of Laws. Damn, I thought I had literacy already. That was my problem. All right, well, we'll go for literacy. That is definitely what I want. Okay, I'm gaining 2 gold a turn. Discoveries every 3. My word, that is insanely good. Okay. Let's so these are sort of equivalent. But I'll go that way. In the process, I'm also connecting up my cities with roads, so if I need to move a unit from one city to another, it's a lot faster. Yay! Literacy! Yes, now that people can write, how about we also teach people to read? This allows for the construction of the Great Library, but yeah, some way, somehow, the Romans got that already way early. Alright, invention is what I want next, thank you. Famine strikes Picante, scores perish, citizens demand granary. Sad part is, I think that's what they were building. Yep. Game being a random jerk again. Ugh. Alright, up there. Extra food there. Oh, hi! Suddenly, I am not so alone. The Greeks have found me. Yeah, I'll receive his emissary, why not? Okay, so before I even touch anything else here, obviously we've got an image of Alexander the Great here, representing the leader. What you see behind him, the advisors that you see there, are indicative of what government he is in and how strong he is militarily compared to me. All 4 are showing, which means he's got a lot of might behind him. Compared to me, anyway. But given that I'm looking at these ancient Mongolian units here, that tells me he's still in a despotism. So I should be technologically quite superior to him. Well, let's see what he wants. Your civilization makes us laugh. We will agree not to crush your worthless civilization in exchange for the secret of mathematics. Now, mathematics is what you would use to crush my civilization with. I will ignore your hollow threats. You may be worthy to make peace with us. We have prepared a treaty for your signature. I accept. I don't want war with anybody right now. We affirm this treaty of eternal friendship and goodwill between the people of the Greek and Zotanian civilizations. We welcome the friendship of the Zotanian people and their most wise and munificent leader, President Topmeister. And I welcome peace with the Greeks. And that's about all that I can do here. I could make a military proposal if I had access to any of the other civs in the game. I could ask him to go attack them, and it would cost me money for them to go through with it. Or, yeah, I'm in no position to make a demand of them, but I could actually do that, threaten them in the same way they threaten me. But yes, I welcome peace with the Greeks. Notably, this font, the color scheme and everything that you see at the bottom, there's a separate one of these for every different faction. This one is specific to the Greeks. So you may see a variety of options there. Twitch builds Colosseum. Okay. So now they are going to be set up to size 9 in population. They can go ahead and grow fast and quick. I'm going to put up a granary to accelerate that. You are going to build a road. I think I'm using that. Oh, I'm not. Oh, right, because of the famine. Ugh. That's okay. I'll work on that tile anyway. Alright, so stepping a military unit onto a tile that one of my people was working would actually be an act of war. It would violate a peace treaty. But we didn't have one when he stepped off the boat. Now that he actually has stepped off the boat, it would be a violation of his peace treaty if he were to move them onto any tile that I am working. And to that end, although that's kind of a unfortunate set there, I want to make sure he stays put and he doesn't just trounce all around the land here. I am actually doing that to keep him in place, or otherwise force him to actually go through the effort to declare war against me, which I don't want him to do, but he might anyway. This settler now needs to settle because I'm actually losing food under the present circumstances. But that's just what I'm going to have to deal with for the moment. At any rate, I don't need a granary. I think city walls are perhaps a little more appealing. Let's try to go ahead and do that. Yeah, he's just going to tell them to fortify since he can't move them around, and they're just going to sit there indefinitely, essentially block the land, keep me from using it. Notably, military units also exert a zone of control. You can't move from a space adjacent to, I should say, from a space adjacent to an enemy to a space adjacent to an enemy. It could be the same enemy, a different one, different civs, doesn't matter. You're just plain not allowed to make that move unless you are entering or leaving a city. That is the one exception that I'm aware of. There used to be a thing that you could do to mess around with diplomats, but my experimentation, that actually got patched out. So there is that. Yeah, I want to get them, unfortunately, yeah, they need to settle a new city because Kraid needs the food back. I kind of have a limited amount of time to get down there and get that done. I could click on them and cancel the irrigation, but I don't want to have to start it over, which is exactly what I'd have to do. Invention has been completed. Thomas Edison type of stuff showing there. And that, you notice the extra flash. I now have a new set of advisors. They've been modernized slightly. And I have access to gunpowder and steam engine and some other new fun things. But it is steam engine that I actually want first. Although I gotta admit, gunpowder is very tempting, given that I do actually have units of another civ on my continent right now. Obviously, Mark Twain there, the domestic advisor. Can I irrigate that? The answer is no. So there's the note there. So I'm going to have to move off of that first, and then sort of backfill. That's fine. Do I want to switch one food for a shield? Probably doesn't matter either way, really. Okay. Let's get a road going here. Yeah, I need to. All right, that's great and all, but I need to get this settler down south now. like a lot. It's basically eating up the food storage, losing one a turn. I'm hoping I can get it. This would be just straight up disbanded otherwise. Actually, I suppose I could just add it to Twitch, but I'd prefer to get a new city out of it. Yeah, I've got 7 turns, and it'll be making a new city in 4, so that's fine. Row Bandit builds city walls. Excellent. They are not cheap to maintain, but they are imperative. Yeah, the Hanging Gardens was not built, and the technology that makes it expire has already been learned. That is why there's an asterisk in front of it. You can still build it for the points, but it won't have any other effect. It won't really do anything. Let's see, we're getting at least 2 gold out of here. Our marketplace will at least break even. With more trade, it will get better. As a matter of fact, I think I need to up my tax rate, because I think I'm losing money again. I'm losing 4 coin a turn, and that's sort of okay, given I've got 210, but I'd prefer that to not be the case. So let me raise up taxes a little more. 30% tax, 70% science. I'm now breaking even. I'm getting discoveries every 4 turns still. Okay, I like the sound of that. That looks good. And I should probably be getting... Yeah, now there's a 3rd coin there. Although I believe it rounds down. Okay, and we will irrigate that. And once the irrigation is done, then it will give an extra food. I'm going to swap that over now. Well, it looks like they've done another landing between my cities, just as I figured they might at some point. Steam engine! Ooh. This allows the construction of ironclad units. Those are boats with an offense and defense of 4. However, they can't carry any other units with them. The earlier boats can actually transport units. So the frigate is actually not obsolete yet. Which I think is actually, I don't have frigate yet. I think that's what I get with magnetism. But yeah, the sail, I think, is still accessible. Yeah, I think the frigate obsoletes the sail. But yeah, the ironclad doesn't actually obsolete either of those. You can still potentially transport units. Oh, they're not giving it to me! Stop it! You freaking jerks! Give me railroad! What the hell? The game is railroading me by not giving me railroad. The game's being a jerk face. Alright, fine. I'll take something else for now. I guess I'll take trade. Game's being a tool. Ugh. Frickin' RNG. Alright, that is in Row Bandit's radius, but yeah, they're not working it. I don't want to have to work that hill. I guess it's okay if they stepped onto it. They wouldn't be able to step anywhere else from there by zone of control, the units inside the city. What I don't like is how they might start moving even as, like, into here. So I'm not using that. And they could just decide to declare war on me anyway. But I'll have city walls up on Twitch soon enough. They stepped through the game, but they didn't stay on it. Alright, Twitch now has a granary. Oh yeah, market plate. Oh, city walls. City walls. If I lose Twitch, I'm in big trouble. Big trouble. Yeah, you actually stopped using that for the moment as they landed on it. Let me go back to that. It's a rather important, useful tile. Crade's running out of food, but they're gonna I'm going to solve that problem right now. Not Frankfurt. Let's see. How about 6 plays? Alright. And, fish! Although this means they get no shields whatsoever. Huh. Only shields they have are here and here. That's a thing. Now we gotta get a phalanx in here. Head to the thing. Alright. And that means Kraid is no longer starving. It is actually generating food. I could brush by the city walls, but I don't think I actually need to yet. Yep, he got right up next to my city. I'm not happy about that, in all honesty. Okay, good. So this tile is now, yeah, it's as good as that one. Let's go back and irrigate this one. Get this one up to snuff. Alright, so there's trade. Trade allows the construction of a very unique unit called the Caravan. It is a non-combat unit. They serve 2 purposes. One, you can send it to an enemy city and establish a trade route with them. You get a chunk of money right away, and both you and them, both cities, the one that the caravan came from and the one that you sent it to, will get extra trade arrows each turn thereafter as a trade route bonus. The other thing that you can do with a caravan unit is send it to one of your own cities that is building a wonder of the world. And the caravan will apply its full construction cost to that of the wonder. Every shield you put into making the caravan will be dumped onto that wonder. So you can actually, at this point, have multiple cities work together to build a wonder. It's only going to be at one city, but you can have other cities build caravans in order to get it sped up. They can be quite useful. Of course, at the moment, I don't have any other readily accessible cities of other players, so at the moment, they're not going to do all that much. The game is finally giving me Railroad. Don't know why it did the capitalization that way, same as with Marketplace, but there you have it. Railroad is absolutely essential. There's before you get Railroad and after you get Railroad. It's that much. Oh boy, you're fortifying right outside my city. How fun. Civil disorder in Row Bandit. Meier flees in panic. That's not good. Okay, so they just grew too big, too fast. That's all there is to that. Here's the happy. I can support 4 content by default on this difficulty. The remaining 3 are by default unhappy. The temple handles 2, and that's it. So I've still got 1 unhappy. I don't want to have to raise my luxuries rate civilization-wide to solve this problem. So what I'm simply going to be doing is plucking somebody off the land to make them an entertainer. The entertainer is always going to be content. It can't be made happy or unhappy. It actually counts as one of the 4 that was content to begin with. You see I've got the 3 there. And then it's providing 2 luxuries, which makes 1 content citizen happy. And then the temple does its thing, and I'm ending here, and we are balanced. 1 happy, 1 unhappy, and they're good to go. Tanian Empire, 700,000. Yeah, you see, you actually get this little militia icon over the city when it's in civil disorder. You can't buy anything when it's in civil disorder. Well, yeah, it won't grow. It'll actually allow me to do that, but it won't actually complete it until the turn after, I think. And Yeah, I basically just lost a turn there. No biggie. Order restored. And it's back to normal now. And when I get, say, like a Colosseum built and that goes away, I can put him back to work on the land. You get the idea. Hey, Ghoulie, good to see you. You could stop on by. Nothing happening right now. Looks like I'm just clicking through turns here. Thank you so much for the cheer, Ghoulie. I greatly appreciate that. It's nice to know. Getting some support here. I will definitely put that in the new computer fund. It's getting there. Okay, Road Bandit builds marketplace. We can start getting some money. And notably, the marketplace also boosts luxuries by 50% as well. So I'm actually getting a third. Not that the odd one does anything, but if I got enough trade so as to, or actually if I pulled off a second guy, for example, I'm now getting 6, and that's enough for 3, actually. 1, 2, and the unhappy guy became content. That's the third. But yeah, my people kind of need to, like, eat and things, so we're not going to do that. Obviously, a Colosseum would be of great use, so I am going to build one here now. Okay, so that tile is now up to par. Let's get you over to this one. Hey, nice, another palace upgrade. How about another hedge line? Mirrored hedges. And there it is, railroad. A very, very important technology indeed. Why? Well, I will tell you. First off, this allows for a very nice wonder of the world, although I probably don't need it at this point. Darwin's Voyage. Darwin's Voyage is unique in that it does everything it's going to do the moment it's finished building. And then that's it. It's a one-shot deal. What completing Darwin's Voyage does is automatically completes the technology that you are currently researching, no matter how much more you needed on it. So ideally you would want to time completing it so that you finish it the turn right after you get a new tech from research. And then you would immediately choose the next tech you would want to research, and you get that one too. With no progress in it whatsoever, you get it instantly. So it gives you 2 techs instantly when you finish it. The one that you currently have selected to research, and the next one. And then that's it. And then it's just points, extra points to have it sitting around. It's a one-shot deal. Probably not all that important, given I'm getting techs every 4 or 5 turns right now as it is. But the other thing it does is pretty huge. Alright, I definitely want gunpowder now. Not even a question. So I've been building roads here with the R key. I can do that, build roads on these tiles. But now I have an additional option. Where there is already a road, I can hit R on a settler again and it won't look any different. But a few turns later, I will have a railroad there. And railroads boost all the resources, food, trade, and shields in a tile by 50%. Rounding down. But yeah, it's enormous. Notably, the +1 trade for Republic or Democracy happens after that railroad boost, so I'm not going to start getting 3 trade out of most of these tiles that are giving me 2. But to get extra food out of these irrigated tiles, And especially to get extra shields out of forests, and especially this mine here. It's enormous. Absolutely essential. It is huge. I'm going to want to connect up my cities with railroads, and I'm going to want to build them pretty much everywhere. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing about the railroad too. Moving along a road only costs a third of a movement point. Moving along a railroad costs nothing. As long as you don't have to go in or out of a city in the process, which actually does cost a third of a movement point, because cities don't automatically get railroads in them, just roads, you can travel from one end of your empire to the other in a single turn with your units. As long as they can, if you can trace a path along the rails, they can go there. Now, sadly, using the go command, typing G or picking orders, go to, picking a spot, yeah, if you have it sort of direct a unit to a space automatically, it won't use the railroads. Even if a unit travels along a railroad, it will still cost a third of a movement point. It's unfortunate that they did that. I think they did that so as to prevent any bugs regarding a unit moving around in a circle indefinitely, not being able to figure out where it's supposed to go. So yeah, the railroad, and it makes a certain amount of sense. I mean, if you think back to the days of the robber barons and how much the industrialization of the United States in particular, its expansion, how much of it was really based around the railroad, it kind of makes sense. Railroads did get significantly toned down in the later games in the series, but here in the original, they're still pretty huge. They're really huge. Okay, so you've grown to size 8. That looks good to me. Yep, that's great. I mean, they can support the population. They can go up to size 9 before they have anybody unhappy. So they can just keep on chunking along here. I've actually started making money again. Alright, so that tile now has road. Not that that adds anything in and of itself. Can irrigate it now. Barbarian raiding party lands near Twitch. Citizens are alarmed. Attack the Greek! Attack that Greek militia unit! Please! I beg you! Get rid of that damn thing! That would be glorious. Then I could get a settler out there and start fixing things up. Oh, sucks that they're sitting on top of that tile because I can't use it while they're sitting there. As a matter of fact, he might be a jerk and stay there and pillage the tile, which means the tile would no longer be irrigated. That is a thing a military unit can do. It can remove a tile modifier. And then, yeah, it always goes irrigation first, and then railroads if are present. If a tile has a railroad and not irrigation, then you pillage the railroad. It basically becomes just a plain road again, and then you can pillage the road. Yeah, 1830, Railroads and Robber Barons. And yes, I do have that one, physical and digital. The physical version is sitting in storage. Yeah, I have played the computer version on stream before. I have a highlight of it under my showcases section, if you want to check that game out. The coding for it was done by Simtex, the makers of Master of Orion, Master of Magic. Yeah, Simtex only ever made 4 games: Master of Magic, Master of Orion 2, Battle at Antares, and 1830, Railroads and Robber Barons. And I'm probably the only person on Twitch that's ever streamed all 4. Probably because I'm the only person on Twitch who's ever streamed 1830. Yeah, very much so. And actually, Sid Meier himself is a big fan of railroads. I mean, there's another DOS game, I think it's a little older than this one, called Railroad Tycoon, which I do actually have an old copy of. I've played it once or twice. And it's actually kind of a fun game. You make a rail empire extending across the map. The AI gets to do a lot of things the player doesn't, so it really does cheat a lot in that regard. But it's otherwise still, yeah, it's a good, fun, interesting game. So yeah, it's actually not all that surprising that by default, in Sid Meier's design, railroads were really good here. Really good. Okay, that was probably ideal. Twitch has built city walls just in time. Alright, so, oh, yeah, I'm kind of like sitting on a lot of, not money. Let's fix that with a marketplace. Pardon me. Roller Tokes, yeah, Roller... I believe that Railroad Tycoon was the first Tycoon game, but yeah, it kind of inspired that sort of naming convention for lots of kinds of games with Tycoon in the title. Yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon is one of them. Yeah, they never like tried to trademark the word tycoon itself. You know, they weren't jerks like King, trying to trademark Saga. Like the Banner Saga is an actual, saga, rather than this frickin' Candy Crush. You gotta be kidding me. But anyway, I don't think I want to wait for you to approach the city. In all honesty, I think my odds are actually better if I send the chariot out there to hit you. So that is what I'm gonna do. Hey, gunpowder! Now I can make an even better defensive unit. The Musketeers. They essentially obsolete the Phalanx. They are actually attack 2, defense 3, so they add to both of those options there. But there is one downside, as you can see. You may have noticed I haven't exactly prioritized building any barracks to begin with. This happens occasionally. It's key to certain techs. I want to say the next one is combustion? Explosives or combustion, one or the other. Yeah, it's just... Sorry, your barracks are now obsolete. If you had any. They just plain vanish. They're gone. As if they never existed in the first place. Civ 2 at least automatically sells them for you when this happens. And I believe that the later Civ games actually don't make barracks go obsolete at all, if I remember correctly. But, yeah, in the original, you kind of need to know where these techs are and sell off your barracks before you get to them in order to make the most of your resources. It's just one of those stupid things that wasn't thought all the way through, I guess you could say. But yeah, if I did have any barracks built, well, they'd be gone now, but I didn't build any. So, But yeah, if I wanted to build any... I could essentially rebuild them. Notably, they would actually look different on the map, especially after the next one. They look like a much more modern barracks, rather than just some simple gray building. It actually looks like an army, like encampment that's actually got a chain link fence around it and everything. Alright, so yeah, since I didn't actually build any barracks, that didn't affect me any. At this point in time, it almost doesn't matter all that much what I go for next. What I would basically want to do, more than anything else, is all of those ancient wonders of the world that I didn't get, try to make them expire. Force that to happen. I should note, let me bring up my, let me check my cheat sheet real quick. Copernicus's observatory will become obsolete with automobile. That's not going to be coming for quite some time. And the pyramids will actually expire with communism. That's probably not going to matter much at all. With having gotten gunpowder, that is actually what makes the Great Wall expire. I have done that. The Hanging Gardens expired with invention. I would like to get University, which will pull the plug on the Great Library. This is actually something the game doesn't cheat regarding. It may cheat when it's building the wonders, but it doesn't cheat regarding their functions. And then electricity will cause the Colossus to expire. Okay. So, yeah, those are things I could target. And then there's religion, which will cause the Oracle to expire, but I don't think anybody's actually even built that. Religion does lead to an interesting variety of ways of trying to keep your population happy at size. So that will be a very useful thing to go for. All things considered, I would like philosophy. Let's research that. Yeah. Get out my house. Thank you. And it gets right back to the city in time. So I don't even have to suffer the unhappiness. Oh, I actually do want to block that tile. Okay. Yeah, let's do something like that. I would love to get more production here. And the key to that would be to get a settler unit out here and start working on the hills. Actually, maybe that's what I should do. Rather than build a marketplace here, maybe I should go for a settler. And I do actually want to I want to delay them getting to size 10. Yeah, you know what? I think I've talked myself into that. It's only going to take 5 turns to make. I'm getting, what, 5 food a turn? For 5... No, actually, let me wait a little bit longer on that. Let's go marketplace first. Okay. Let's see, let me check on it. It's been a lot. Okay, 1 coin profit, discoveries every 4 turns. Okay. That's a good amount. I'm happy with this. Okay, so we've got that irrigated, and the roads are in. That's 3 food. Yeah, I would much rather have the shield there. But what I'm going to do here now is hit R again. Oh, that's another player. And 6 plays is still empty. I'd better buy that right here, right now. They'll be available next turn. Okay, so you fortify. Alright, so you're no longer empty. Oh man. If I build a settler unit, it's going to have to support the 2. It's not going to be able to build anything else. I'd have to do this. It'd be alright though. I could do that. That's sort of what I need here more than anything else. Oh, you're not going to be able to build anything at all as it sits right now. You're going to be growing pretty quickly. Yeah, I'll leave it on a settler. It might not matter too much though. Yay! Philosophy! I like that little icon there of the thinker. Oh, Chubo! Big ol' host there. How did XCOM UFO defense go for you, sir? I'm very curious to know. We are well into NK's civilization challenge here. Yeah. This is the first game of the 5. Leads. Yeah, nothing directly, but lots of prerequisites. Yeah, philosophy leads to quite a few other things. Oh, you're not done yet! Oh! Ah, thank you for the resub, Jubo. Now you're done. I greatly appreciate that, thank you. You're the guardian of my channel, 8 months now, I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, NK challenged people to stream the Civ games, the original straight through to 5. Yeah, it was on one of her own streams when she was playing Civilization. She said she wanted to see other people playing the Civ games and going through them all in order. And yeah, so I'm doing that. She said she could be here tonight, but I haven't seen her yet. The game crashed on you in the final room? Oh! Oh, well, yeah, you are playing Open XCOM, which I actually haven't toyed around with yet. Oh, you did finish XCOM, okay. Okay, good. Oh, man. Yeah, but did you have any bases get resurrected? Oh, man. Greatest thing to ever happen in anyone's XCOM game ever, I'm sure. The base that got destroyed got re-invaded by the aliens. The whole battle map came back up again, and I got to fight the battle over. When I won, the base resurrected. Yeah, yep, no reloads or save scumming, as it should be. As it should be. Yeah, you and I both know, yes. Yeah, that's how I played XCOM, and I'm glad you did too. Way to go. Oh, man. How about I get back to my game? Okay, University, yes. That can tell the Great Library to piss off. It will no longer be functioning, and I can start pulling ahead of the Romans again. Mind you, I don't know how the Romans are doing compared to me, but yeah, that will definitely secure it. Okay, do I need to, No, I guess I don't. Man, I love all those shields, but I need even more. Oh, okay, so the Indians actually are in the game, as it happens. And they would have the lighthouse now. And it is going to tell us about that particular wonder of the world. Now, until someone discovers magnetism, which I could research right now if I wanted to, that increases their sea movement rates. Yeah, nuclear weapons. Yeah, we were talking about that bug at the very beginning of this. Okay, Row Bandit has built a Coliseum. Fantastic. You, back to white, you bum. Alright. Oh, I named my capital Twitch, and Row Bandit asked if I could name my next city after him, so I did. And yeah, I've just been naming them after random people in chat. I would name one after Ann K if she were here, but she isn't, so I won't yet. Okay, Row Bandit is now, let's see, 4 plus Temple, and they've got a Coliseum. They can actually support 2 more before we have a problem. Let's see. I kinda don't need any of these things. I'm looking at the buildings anyway. It's a little early for the aqueduct, I think, although we are getting a lot of food here, aren't we? Yeah, we need settlers. Definitely settlers. That is totally the way to go on this here. Okay, yes. You can barely see it under that blinking horse-drawn carriage there. But yeah, we've got a black and gray line here. That is a railroad. We are now getting 4 food out of that tile. Yeah, that's kind of good. Railroad's sort of important. Yeah, we can come up here and get 3 food out of each of those. And get yet another food out of that one. Keep on going. Yep, the original Civ and Case challenge is to play the original 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yep, going through it all. So let's head back over here and start on a rail for that tile. Man, I wish they'd go away or something. I suppose I could get a diplomat and try to bribe them. That's an easy way to get rid of them. Alright, I'm at 1 million population now. So that bodes well. No, I kind of need the shield more than I need the growth right now. So use that tile instead, thank you. Twitch builds marketplace. Okay. So we now have ourselves some extra money coming in. Oh yeah, we definitely need the aqueduct here. I mean, there's no doubt about that. We're already at size 9, and we're actually rapidly approaching 10. And notably, at size 10, the next person who comes in is going to be unhappy. I'm going to have to work my way toward religion soon, so that I have a means of dealing with that lets everybody keep working. We're not there yet. Twitch plays marketplace building. Okay, university. So the first thing that we get with university is that the Great Library no longer functions, which is great because I didn't build it, the Romans did. So they're no longer getting free texts. So yay. And secondly, I can build actual university buildings myself, and they stack with libraries. They're another plus 50%. And this leads to a few other things, including theory of gravity, which I'm going to take if they offer it, and of course they didn't, because they're jerks like that. They've been that way this entire game. I do have both prerequisites for it, so it's just plain randomly not being listed right now. What I can do, though, is get religion, which I was just saying I could use, which obsoletes the oracle, but I didn't build it. And that will help me solve some additional problems. Road Bandit builds settlers. Okay. And actually, it looks like they could support another settler unit if I really needed it. I can get this city pretty well prepared, it would seem. Are they? Oh yeah, that's definitely university worthy. Let's go for that. Oh, you want to chat with me again, do you? Okay, sure, why not? Ah, now see, there are only 3 advisors behind him this time, which means that I've gotten stronger militarily, or he's gotten weaker. But either way, we're closer to each other now. But he's still probably a bit ahead of me. You are unworthy to make peace with a... no! I'm not paying you 50. Bite me. Oh! Really? Our patience is exhausted. We can no longer tolerate your vile provocation. I haven't provoked anything. Prepare for war! Okay, fine. Be that way. I can actually fight you if that's what you want. Well, first things first. I'm gonna wish I had done this a turn sooner. But that's okay, because I have a chariot who's either going to eliminate one of those units or die anyway, in which case I don't have the unhappiness. Okay, so let's, well, you're way far away from things. Yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing. Build a rail. Okay, Road Bandit, we're going to start building rails around here. I am actually going to want to build rails through here, because I will actually get an extra food and shield out of that. Everything goes up 50% there. So we will do that. Okay, hopefully... See, I'm going to have to attack the phalanx. I can't go around it due to zone of control. Get this neat little sound effect. Alright. The odds are only 4-3 in my favor, so I might actually lose the chariot here. Oh, okay, good, I got it. And with that having been done, I can get even closer. You can actually use that tile now. And now he can only attack once. He might actually attack the chariot. If he attacks the city and majorly lucks out and wins, it'll leave the city empty, but then the chariot can move in. So, yeah. Should be safe. Should have that covered now. You know what? I think maybe you need to chunk away at city walls. It's going to take an awful long time for you, but... Oh, you know what? That's going to take way too long. Yeah, I'll put you back on settlers. I might need to buy those at some point. Alright, oh yeah, but I do have the unhappiness here as a result of the chariot being away from home. But I don't need that there anymore. And I guess you're producing the least, so I can pluck you off to 2 happies to balance out the unhappies. And that will be okay. Yeah, again, the unhappiness comes after the buildings take effect. I would otherwise have more. The Colosseum would have an extra. It could make content, but it doesn't get to. The unhappiness from military being away happens afterward. Wonders, however, occur last. So if I had a wonder that made people happy, that would actually help here. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, where'd you come from? Alright, so Krata's city walls, they should be reasonably well defended now. Yeah, you'd have a 1 in 7 chance of successfully attacking and killing that unit. But, not too likely to happen. Alright, well, I guess you should build musketeers. Let's have an even better defensive unit going. It's about that time. Alright, so I've got, I think the odds are 8-3 here? Old Viking Gamer, thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Yeah, it's better outside the city than in. Let's see. Okay, we got him. He is no longer occupying my territory there. I am in favor of this. I'm actually going to send you south now, though. Well, you're happy for the turn. Yeah, I want to see if I can get to that guy. But for the moment, while you're sitting in there, here, let's let these guys get to work here. Right outside my city there. Right. You're going to be unhappy again. Pluck them back up. Yeah, I don't have city walls here yet. He's still only got a 20% chance of winning if he attacks, but that could be enough. But he won't be able to also... Actually, he will be able to take the city the same turn, won't he? 'Cause he's got 2 movement points. It's a cavalry. Well, if he does, I should be able to take it right back with my chariot. Of course, at that point, I'll be knocked down to size 1, and he'll have stolen a tech from me. Yeah, he got it. Lucky. Yeah, now he has gunpowder. But... No! Absolutely not. Yeah, and the city's gone completely now. Oh, man. Obnoxious, that. I'm actually going to want to rebuild that city. But I want to probably do some preparation first. Prep some of the terrain nearby before I actually get down there. Man, I've only got 4 cities. This isn't all that good. Mind you, it's only just now, as the game autosaves, 1 AD. And I already have railroads and steam engines. So, yeah. Not too bad there. Okay. Alright, let's get rails going here. Yeah, at this point it's very important for me to make sure that my cities are well defended, and at the moment, as perhaps you've noticed, they're kind of not. I've got city walls at most of these places. Oh, yeah, you know what, I'm switching this over to city walls right here, right now. In fact, I'm just going to straight up... Oh, I can't buy them yet. Okay. Yeah, and I've got a phalanx unit in each one, which is pretty decent, but I'll get even more out of a musketeer. That, and I'm going to want to have multiple units defending a city anyway. So this is the time to make that happen. Oi! You little shit! That boat just killed my settler and then ran away! You little bastard! Who even are you? I don't even know what civ that is. Alright, well, you made it back home. Back to Woik, you bums. Okay. Can I? Musketeers is probably overkill. Yeah, I don't want to lose all those shields. Awkward. Oh! 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 Yes, Horshock? University! I need university here. This is where Copernicus' observatory is sitting. University is what I need. That is how I'm going to win this war. Superior technology. Hey, D. Good to see you can make it. I am losing money right now. 2 coin a turn. Discoveries every 8 turns. It's actually gone up quite a bit. Ugh. Mind you, I've got some good stuff going. Yeah, I have got to get this land better enhanced. I need to get more settlers going and get it improved more. That's what I'm really kind of bottlenecked on. But I need to make sure I don't lose what I already have. Civil disorder in Twitch! Meier flees in panic. Yeah, size 10. I don't have anything for that last guy, so I'm gonna have to pluck one up for now. But once I finish researching religion, that will allow me to remedy that in a number of ways. Ideally all of them. Hey, nice, it hasn't locked up yet. How about the center walkway? Dirt road is now a gravel road. I suppose it looks nice. Order restored in Twitch. Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Okay. Of course, if I end, yeah, this is the attitude advisor. I have 4 key. I can see the happiness of all of my cities all at once. If things get large enough that it's better to just set a luxuries rate and just shunt off 10% of my trade to making people happy, I could always do that. But there we have that. And there it is. There's religion. Hey, Rufford! Good to see you here! Religion. The opiate of the masses. Oh! Alright, so my apologies to everybody watching the VOD, because this is going to take a moment. My word, Rufford! Thank you so much! Rufford has just handed out 10 random gift subs. Enjoy, everybody. Roll Bandit got one, Ghoulie Gamer got one, It's Rain got one. Editing is a thing, but not on Twitch highlights, unfortunately. I suppose this is as good a time as any to point out the fact that Twitch currently has a promotion going on called September. If you have been gifted a sub, continuing your subscription for another month costs only $1, rather than the usual $5. And I still get the full amount I normally would. Twitch totally eats the rest, so yeah, that would be those who wish to take advantage of that, and you've just been given the opportunity to do so. I greatly appreciate that. Kraid did that himself. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Why can't it be free? Because people need to make a living, that's why. Okay, yeah! Yeah, it's coming very, very soon. Coming very soon at this rate. I think it just plain adds the month to the end of whatever you've got so far. But I've not experimented with this myself. I'm afraid I can't give you the details on that. New GPU coming out soon? I'll have to think about that. Alright, so there are 3 things that can be built now that I have religion. And note that this is actually a dead-end technology. It doesn't lead to anything else past it. Hey, there, yeah, it does work that way. Thank you, It's Rain. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for joining my channel, Guardians proper. Another month. I do greatly appreciate that. Apparently, over 100,000 people have taken advantage of September so far, and I'm glad that you've done that for me. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so the cathedral is a lot more expensive to build than a Colosseum, but it's actually cheaper to maintain. It's only 3 gold a turn, and it actually does more. It makes 4 unhappy citizens content. Pretty solid. And then we have these other 2 wonders that are very easy to confuse with one another because you get them at the same time and they both sound kind of similar. But they do actually work differently. Michelangelo's chapel makes cathedrals make 6 unhappy... what the hell? I was trying to do 4 and 2, and I failed miserably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Binary. There we go. 6. 6 instead of 4. Until you get... actually, I believe it's communism again. So communism is sort of a double sapper tech. Communism affects the pyramids and Michelangelo's chapel. Yes, I am right about that. Pavel Dimitra, thank you so much! Thank you so very much. Welcome to the channel, Guardians proper. I greatly, deeply appreciate that. Thank you very much. Alright, I will... believe me, It's Rain, I understand that completely. It's like my first year and a half of streaming, I was flat broke. That's like, I had like literally no income. And actually even today, my only real income is Twitch, apart from what little bit I've got saved up. Yeah, I understand completely. I greatly appreciate that you can and have. Yes, a lot of zebra cakes. Yeah, you can just see the very top, and if you're new here to my stream, if you're just looking at the very top and bottom, I blanked the game out for a minute there, you can see my grand coat of arms that King Cool 2099 created for me, and yes, the background is a photograph of zebra cakes that I took myself because Chubo is a son of a bitch. He is a great, great man. Okay, so JS Box Cathedral is a little different. JS Box Cathedral straight up makes 2 unhappy citizens content in each city on the same continent as where it's built. Peculiar restriction that they put in it. And since it is a wonder that does this, it actually takes effect after military units away from home unhappiness. So that will actually allow me to have 1 unit per city away from home without causing unhappiness. Which is really, really nice. And perhaps most importantly, it doesn't expire. That actually lasts the entire game. Runt Maglerin, thank you so much for that follow. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Zebra Cakes would make a good Battletech map board. Oh, man. Alright, right, so yeah, we get all of these means of making people potentially happy, and I would like to take advantage of all of them if I can. All right, I already know exactly what I want out of this list, and that is theory of gravity, because I very much want what it leads to. Oh no, Picante, civil disorder! Well, let's see if I can do something about that. Yeah, they never got a Colosseum. Oh, let's pluck you up. I want to finish the city walls first, and then it'll be straight on to either Colosseum or Cathedral, whichever one, I guess. Not Jet Bacchus, thank you so much! There's no notifications for those who do September, unfortunately. They haven't allotted for that, as it were, at Streamlabs. But yeah, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much for resubbing there. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Man, yeah, at this rate, yeah, it may very well be. It just rather than months, it might be weeks. All right, get that computer. My word. How am I doing money-wise? Oh, I'm actually losing 6 a turn? The reason why I do actually have access to the Windows version of this, it was ported to Windows. It does look and sound quite a bit nicer. And of course there was an updated version to that called CivNet, which allows for multiplayer play. The reason why I am playing the DOS version is mainly to show off the way it was in its original release. Because that's what Ann Kay herself was playing when she issued the challenge. And I figured I would give you the true 1991 experience in the process. Alright, so yeah. Yep, disorder taken care of there by plucking that on up. Of course, I've got someone plucked up here as well. So I might want to consider putting some luxuries on if it's going to stay like this. Okay, we're restored Picante. You need to work your way over to Twitch. Ugh, so much untreated land. Okay, I am going to want to at least build... Oh, right, yeah, this tile too. Actually, yeah, I want to get rails there. That's totally important and worthwhile. Oh, well, I'm not building Michelangelo's chapel. It just fell on the Romans' lap. But that's okay. That one is less important to me. I don't really need that one so much. Okay. Alright, this is actually very satisfying to see. By the way, the reason why I'm not seeing any other civs listed here, it only lists the ones for which you have an embassy. And I haven't really found anybody else's cities so far this game, oddly enough. Probably because I haven't felt safe to go exploring out from my land right now. I'm kind of building up what I already have. This is what I hoped to see, and I'm very glad to see it. Yes, most advanced. Whoever has the most techs is #1 here, and I am, as it should be. That tells me that things are indeed going the way I was hoping they were. I am very technologist in games like this. It is how I know how to win. Okay, so Kraid now has a second defender, and they are in good shape. And now they are not going to be able to build a temple in time before they are going to need its services. But I can get them started on it, and I can actually add to luxuries rate. Luxuries rate here. And you can see it's balanced against science. And there's a keyboard shortcut for this. It's the minus key. Yeah, plus key for taxes, minus key for luxuries. Let's try 10% luxuries and 60% science, and then I can hit F4. I'll bring up the attitude advisor again, or just pick it off of that menu. And yeah, so that is giving me 2 happy people in Twitch and 1 in Picanti on its own. And that will let me get those people back to work. And I think I may as well just do it that way for now. I want that shield. So let's put you there so you are well balanced. Until we have an aqueduct here, this city can't grow again. If this fills up all the way, it'll simply empty back out to the halfway point again, since I've got a granary, and a message will come up saying it needs an aqueduct for further growth. That food, unfortunately, is just plain wasted, which is why I would want to prioritize getting shields over food. But yeah, that was really the only one I could really meaningfully shift off, although I suppose I could do this. But that's less trade, and I do still want the trade. Yeah, that chariot has been busy, actually, taking care of little flare-ups. Twitch builds university. Shoom! Look at all that. Oh, that's beautiful. So what are they going to build now? A cathedral. So that I don't have to worry about the unhappiness. And after that, then I'll build the aqueduct. I think that's the right order of operations here. Okay, road alone does nothing in the forest, but once I've got the rails, I'll have an extra food and shield out of that. It will be awesome. And then they can work their way over to Twitch. Road Bandit now has its own university. That's a good chunk. That's worth paying the cost of the university, to be certain. We are at size 8. May as well build that cathedral, I think. Eventually I'm going to want some wonders, but kind of... oh, you know what I want to have them build? More settlers. I totally need more settlers. That one here is about to head off in this direction. We still need more around here and further east. I still need them. Quite a bit of them. I don't have nearly enough. And funds are running low again. I'm actually losing money really quick here. I need banking. I don't have banking to solve this problem. Alright, I'm going to have to increase my tax rate again. So it's at 40% now. Yeah, discoveries are down to 10 turns, and I'm once again breaking even on the money. Row Bandit builds settlers. Okay. Yep, cathedral, please. Okay, so what I want to have you do is go out this way and start enhancing tiles. In fact, let me do this real quick. We'll work that one. Once I get rails here, that's going to be 2 more shields I get out of that tile. I might need to name my next city Rufford. That might need to happen. Okay, so let's irrigate here. Yeah, Twitch requires an aqueduct for further growth. Exactly as I said. Zero surprise there. But they kind of need that cathedral, or otherwise growing bigger isn't going to do a bloody thing but make more people unhappy. Alright, I do want to try to connect these cities up, so I'm going to build roads and rails here. I'm not going to bother mining it, no city can reach it, but that will be a connector for the cities. Theory of gravity! Don't let it drag you down. This allows for Isaac Newton's college wonder, and the way that functions in the original Civ, normally libraries and universities boost the tech in the cities where they are built by 50%. With Isaac Newton's college, that becomes 83%. Seems like a very peculiar number until you realize it means they added 33%. It's an additional third, well, rounded down. And that lasts until something out there. Nuclear fission. Nuclear fission is when that ceases to function. That's a good ways out. Yeah. Isaac Newton contemplating an apple. Alright. So at this point, it's maybe even less important what I go for, but I'm going to take metallurgy, because technically I am at war. Oh no, here we go. Disorder. Well, that temple's not done yet. We'll just have to pluck that up. They won't grow, they won't shrink either. Once we've got the temple finished, I can put them back out there. That'll be fine. Okay, roads and rails, please. Conte builds city walls. They should be much better defended now. They need a Colosseum or a cathedral. I can build a Colosseum a lot faster, although it is more expensive to maintain. I will go for the Colosseum, though. Okay, order restored in Crade. Okay. We're all coming along. Yes. Ah, the old Great Wall! Okay, then. That expired quite some time ago, but go ahead. That's the AI, just randomly gets these things gifted to them. Alright, currently losing 2 gold a turn. Cosmic Bard! Rufford has just gifted a sub to Cosmic Bard. Thank you again, Rufford. I greatly appreciate it. Cosmic Bard, enjoy your XD pig for the month. Welcome to the Channel Guardians. Yeah, Rufford has been just astounding with how much support he's been giving me. That is his 67th gift sub on my channel. I have no words. Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate that. I pick the games. Yes, I do. Okay, note that we suddenly have road out from there, too. I built road there ages ago. It just had nothing else to connect to, but now that it does, it's drawing it in. Oh, is today National... It's September 13th, yeah! I totally forgot about that. Yeah, it is National Video Game Day. Yes. Great builds... Oh, it was yesterday? Okay. Oh, yeah, yep, okay. Yeah, my time zone. So thank you. I do greatly appreciate that. There are things that kind of bug me about the way my channel works right now, how I'm still... Although this mic is very, very reliable, it's like the newer one that just kept cutting out on me because the CPU kept getting overloaded. I'll be able to solve these problems soon, I swear it. Until then, yeah, it's always going to be about the games, first and foremost, and I'm going to keep on keeping on. If we put it in the water, it's only 1 food, but 3 trade. Here you'll grow faster. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want. And you can chunk away at a granary, I guess. Rails. Twitch builds cathedral. It's the Church of Twitch. Chubo, hey! Thank you for the cheer. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, there's 3 ways to financially support my channel. You can take your pick. Rufford loves handing out the gift subs. Chubo's got the bits, and Yeah, I do have a direct donation leaderboard for those who want to be recognized that way, although it is out of date, and I need to fix that. Lamoxis should be a lot higher up it now. I do need to get to work on that. The granary does not become obsolete at all, ever. No city improvement ever becomes obsolete. Simply the wonders of the world can become obsolete. They'll still sit around, they're still worth points, but yeah, their special function will cease. Ghoulie Gamer, thank you for the cheer. 47. I do greatly appreciate that. Okay, yep, size 10. And now that we can actually support a larger population, it is time to build an aqueduct here. Okay. Ugh! Another boat coming in. I'm losing 6 a turn? Oh! Okay, I need to direct my research. I am sorely missing banking here. I just plain need more trade. Yeah, it's there is an awful lot of camaraderie. Some rivalries too, but there is an awful lot of camaraderie around Lord BBH, Chubo, myself, Funk Doc, Ghost Pilot, Aquas, we sort of all get along rather well, it seems, and I do greatly appreciate that, yes. Yes, that is a Greek trireme. And I kind of wish I had another boat to take it down with. Of course, my only coastal cities are Kraid up here and Robandit down here. Twitch and Picante are both landlocked. I don't have an easy way of getting a boat over here. And that's sort of a problem, really. Okay, I've got to do something about my money problem. Alright, looks like I need to go up to 50% tax. I do not like the fact that my science is sinking down that low. Alright, total income 38, cost 35, so I'm gaining 3 a turn. Yeah, of course, I'm just building, building after building. All these city improvements, and I've got to pay for them. I need to make more money. Move the population to Kraid? Kraid can't support that much population. What I need to get another city built down here. And I kind of stopped exploring over here because I needed to keep people happy. I should be able to actually maybe up my luxuries rate and then start going out this way again. A city that takes advantage of the gems, and I might even be able to do another one over here. There should be great potential over here. I need more than 4 cities, and I know this, but it's just I keep trying to build up what I already have. Alright. Yay! Get to enhance this again. Let's go wider! I'll have to make it symmetrical again later. Okay. Yeah, once the settlers start getting out and about, should work. How does Picante do it? They're building a Colosseum. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's definitely do that. Okay, yes. With that done, I can finally get rails going to here. Get some extra production going. And all of these wonders of the world that have popped up, I'll start having a really good chance of actually completing them. Okay, excellent. Oh, barbarian raiding party. A legion. Twitch still needs the aqueduct where they're working on it. Picante is in civil disorder again. Man, they really need that Colosseum. But I don't want to buy it. Kinda can't afford it. Yeah, because they were in civil disorder, Clicking that buy button actually did nothing. It just made the screen flash. Yeah, I don't have enough money anyway. Oh, there will not be any save scumming here. Absolutely not. There's never been save scumming on any Warlord Wednesday, and there never will be. Yeah, yes it was. Mark Twain is the domestic advisor, so to speak. I actually haven't brought up all of the advisors, have I? So, number one, city status brings up this monochromatic screen. It's not nearly as useful as its equivalent in Call to Power, but yeah, it shows you at a glance the food being made and eaten, shield counts, and trade produced by our cities, and also what they're constructing, and actual numerical representations of how many shields they've got going toward it. So if you need to do some fine math, you can do that there. Here's the military advisor. This shows all the units that I have constructed, how many there are, and this shows all the units I have lost over time in battle, and the units that I've made others lose over time. That's what the pink numbers over there are. The intelligence advisor. If I had embassies with the other civs, this would be a lot more populated. I've been showing you I have showed the attitude advisor a number of times. That's that one. And the science advisor, I bring up all the time. Yeah, this is the trade advisor, the trade report. Yep. And there he is, Mark Twain, showing me the numbers, as it were. And then F6 is the science report. Any technology shown here in white, I was the first player to get it. That's what that means. I'm probably still the only one with railroad. Yeah, there's actually been quite a bit of time of no aggression. I'm surprised we've actually got a world peace bar going out there. All right, we've got city walls here, a phalanx in it. I've got a sort of a, what is it, like a 2-to-1 chance? Yeah, 2-to-1 in my favor. Actually, I think barbarians are naturally weaker than their own cards would represent. With that said, I suppose I should play it safe and switch to musketeers, even though it does mean I lose some shields. If they do actually luck out and take out the phalanx, then I'll have them ready for next turn. And they really shouldn't lose. Yeah, I'd better do that. I don't have the rails connected up yet, so I'm going to have to settle for themselves. Okay, they got it. Row Bandit builds Cathedral just as they hit size 10. That was perfect. Let's get an aqueduct going in here. Okay, we need rails in that tile. Alright, they can fortify, and I guess now we go back to the Colosseum. The chariot would have a long way to go, and Twitch would be very unhappy if it were anywhere other than here right now. I actually don't want that 100 gold that much. Not to mention, he's about to be gone. So, yeah, I'm going to let him get away. I'm not going to be able to catch him. Yay! Alright. Let's make that palace symmetrical. Yay! It's as long as it gets. We can make it taller now, though. There we go. Look at this. It's producing so many resources. One's actually sinking off the bottom. It's trying to make a third row of icons. There's another trade arrow right there above the map button. It can't fit them all. So that's a good tile. Let's get up and improve this one. Yeah, railroad kind of important in the original Civ. Twitch builds aqueduct. Okay, so now they can start growing extra large. Okay, yeah. It's definitely... Well, actually, I don't have musket... No, they do have a second unit here, but... Yeah, no, it's time for a wonder of the world! And I feel like it would be foolish of me to go for anything other than Isaac Newton's college first. So let's give that a try. Let's start with a road here. Okay, so this is now linked up, so to speak. We're getting more trade here. And now I can irrigate that tile. Yeah, I need more trade, lots more trade. Metallurgy, okay. Yeah, aqueducts. So metallurgy gives us access to the cannon. The catapult is finally obsolete. The catapult was attack 6, the cannon is attack 8. It is otherwise identical. Alright, what I need here... what I need is banking. And I don't have access to it. It has 2 prerequisites, one of which is trade. I have trade. I don't have the other one, and that's the Republic, actually. Which would explain why I kind of overlooked it. That is what is in my way. Yeah, so, if I wanted to build an extra defender at each of my bases, beyond a musketeer, it would actually not be a bad choice to make it a cannon. If the enemy gets outside my gate, I can shoot outside and get them off my lawn. You damn kids. Okay, now we're rolling in the shields. Row Bandit is going to be able to help build wonders itself now pretty quickly. So you're using this tile. I think what I want to do here... Let's get this... Oh, no, there's that tile still, too, huh? Alright, so let's work on that one. And then, I think what I actually want to do is work on the jungle. Get that into a flatland. So there's our aqueduct. And it looks like it's just in time. It'll hit size 11 next turn. Okay, yeah. You're going to be able to build wonders pretty quickly, too. So let's have you work on JS Box Cathedral. It's almost certainly going to be the most useful of them. It doesn't expire. So there's Kraid's Granary. So they won't be stymied quite so much in their growth. We need another settler unit here. This is a very untamed area. Okay, irrigate that. The courthouse is useless to a democracy. Courthouses cut corruption in half, and democracies have no corruption. Later Civ games, you actually do get things out of courthouses in a democracy, but not here. So yeah, I will not be building any at all. Alright, so green, which took out one of my settlers way back when and then ran off like a little bitch. I apologize for my choice of language there. Has decided to actually land on my continent with an actual land unit now, a musketeer. I so don't want to break this. Old Viking Gamer, hello, good to see you. Thank you for joining chat. Thank you for subbing earlier. I do greatly appreciate that. I do believe that was you. I'm not mistaking this, right? Yeah. Downright face. Thank you so much. Been a guardian of my channel 4 months now. I greatly appreciate you keeping that going. Thank you so much for the support. Okay, so this is actually a curious choice. I mean, if I were to switch to a cannon, you'd see all that production I'd be wasting. I really don't want to do that. I do have the chariot, so I'm gonna have to. I'll either get lucky with the chariot, or he gets overly aggressive and loses to the phalanx or something. I do like my odds. I'd rather keep working on this. I wish I could rush by it and solve that problem, but yeah. Money is not something I have right now, and I need to solve that problem quick. Oh, autosave. Okay. The Zulus, huh? Yeah, sure. Militarily about equal to me? And he's still in a despotism. I am not giving you metallurgy, bite me! Okay, sure. I'm fine with having peace with you. Don't think I've forgotten about that settler, though. Because I haven't. Alright, so with that having been done, I want to come up this way. Settler now. I need more trade. I'm not getting any trade out of here. Trade is what I need to get out of this hole I have found myself in. Okay, and rails. Yeah, that's going down much too fast. I'm going to have to shunt the tax rate up again. Ugh. Up 3 again. Discovery's slowing down. Oh, man. It's the part in Civ 2 where he'll instantly teleport a spy into your city to steal tech. And it's like, where did he come from? Alright, irrigate that. Oh man, it's after 1 a.m. now. Kind of lost track of time playing this. Okay. So that is all set now. I want to get this tile worked on. Do I want to bother with the... I might just want to... I could just put rails there and get another shield out of it. Or I could, you know, cut the forest down, turn it into plains, and then I can irrigate it and give it roads and railroads and get a lot more food out of it. I do have a hill here that's not being used. This is a great tile that I would very much like to enhance, and of course there's this mine, this potential mine, that hill sitting there. I would love to get up to par. I guess I need to get you down there though. Yeah, and it's going to take a while to work on that. I think I would rather just step through it for now and just work directly on the tile down there, and then I'll work on that one on the way back up. Okay, so you're down there now. I'm still the most advanced. Good. That's what I want to see every single time. Let's start with a road. You already have roads and irrigation. You build rails. You're up to size 12 now. Okay, you're using this tile, which, yeah, it's not really much here. Almost think better off sticking it in the water and getting trade out of it rather than that one extra food. But well, food does mean growing faster, and then we just use the tile after. The Oracle, also long since expired, don't care. You are welcome to it. Oh, Picante just hit size 10. It's almost done with that Colosseum. Almost. Not quite yet, though. Next turn. Am I actually losing money? No, I am gaining it again. Okay. Actually gaining 10 a turn right now. Alright, so the road is there. Now let's irrigate it. Yeah, the road does actually show up as a tiny little brown dot in the center there. Yeah, you can actually see it without a horse standing on top of it. Grade build settlers. Okay. Looks like they are much needed. I would actually love to get the black taken care of out here, and I should be able to support the unhappiness that's going to entail now. So let's go ahead and chunk away at a sail unit. Meanwhile, yeah, you can start working on that. Hey Gecko, good to see you, and thank you for the host. Glad you could stop on by. Am I just starting my streams too early? Is that the problem? Do I need to start my streams at 11 p.m.? Is that what I'm doing wrong? At any rate, I was thinking of, West Coast people and all, but oh well. Okay, yeah, night crew in the house, indeed. Oh, well, no, I mean, I'm going to be playing this for a while. It's 1110 AD, so yeah, we're a good ways into the game, but I do have railroads long before 1830. Oh, yeah, it's the start of your day, that's right, yeah. Okay, yep. Roads there. Okay, excellent. This tile we have the most to gain. Rails, please. I want to work up that tile. I want to get one of the hills worked up. Ideally it would have been that one, but I kind of have a unit sitting on it. If I had money I could bribe it, and I suppose I actually am getting money now. Yeah, the Republic coming soon. Wish it were a little sooner. Colosseum! Yes! At long last! Look at all that! They can finally get back to work. Sheesh. Okay, do we have an aqueduct here? No? Actually, looks like I'm going to be going straight to a cathedral. Man, that's just the way it is. Well, let's get the shield instead of the food then. The food's kind of not important. Oh, wait a minute. You need a... There's way too much not done here. You need settlers. That's what you need. That is what you need. Okay. Must continue to tame the land here. Oh yeah, huh? Yeah, it's amazing how many ancient things of great cultural interest were destroyed in fires. Take, for example, the life work of Pachelbel. Quite famously, yeah, his Canon in D, his greatest hit, singular. It's the only piece he composed that survived a fire. It's horrible. Isaac Newton's college is going to solve the tech slowing down problem quite nicely. Now if I could just get to banking! Okay, so that is now irrigated. R for rails. Make the most of that. And then I'm going to work on this tile here. I'm going to try to get that down, and then I want to get the hills to snuff. Yes, Box Cathedral, chugging along nicely. There are a lot of shields at that city. So there's the Republic, which allows you to switch to the government of the same name, and also leads to a couple of other things that I've been really lagging behind, like banking. That will solve my money problems right quick. Let's irrigate that tile. Yes, banking is to, banking lets you build banks. Bank is to marketplace what university is to library. That settles that one. Conte builds settlers. Yeah, I have a lot of untamed land here that I would like to remedy. Okay, but that having been done... Oh, you know what? You haven't had a marketplace or a library built. Funny that. It's just you've grown so fast. Well, you know what? Build a cathedral. Go ahead. We'll let you keep growing. Get these other things eventually. Alright, so Row Bandit now has a black dot on that tile. It's rails that can't link up to anything. So let's move into the swamp and we'll be able to deal with that. Yeah, these tiles here. Let's get you here. Okay, so with a swamp, I can turn it into a flatland or a forest here. Yeah, if I hit I to irrigate it, then I change it into a grassland. And if I hit M for mining, that will actually change it into a forest. I would prefer a grassland here, so let's do I. Okay, get roads there. Oh, a gun con? Oh dear. Good luck with that. I have a gun con. It's a impressive piece of work. JS Box Cathedral. Yeah, pretty nice looking too, ain't it? Alright, so that is 2 unhappy citizens made happy continent-wide. That is going to be a huge help. And that factors in last, even after military unit away from home unhappiness. That is huge. So I could actually have you, like, build a sail now. Cannon. I could actually, like, try to send units over to another continent and see what I can make happen. But I don't think I can resist the allure of Darwin's Voyage. This is a very, very high production city. So let's go ahead and let that chunk away. But yeah, if I check the attitude advisor, you can see we are in a much, much better state now. As a matter of fact, I can even zero out those luxuries again. I don't need them. I can get the discoveries that much faster. Yeah, everybody's content. Although, you're about to grow again, and no, actually, it looks like you're fine. Looks like you're fine. A temple does 2, the cathedral does 4, the Colosseum does 3. Yeah, and the Wonder can do 2 more. Yeah, you're good. You're good for now. Rails. Yeah, it's a shame that Time Crisis lagged so much. I thought, with that being the first GunCon game, that it was, perhaps the way that the GunCon worked, that it was just lagging. That's the way it had to be. But no, it was the game, and Point Blank proved that. Point Blank is silky smooth on the PS1. It works so well with the GunCon. It's great. Yeah. Yeah, getting a little. Oh no! What's that? Another musketeer? Okay, all right. He's being a jerk. He's taking things. All right. This has gotten serious. Isaac Newton's college is about to be finished, though. How many shields am I getting a turn? Surplus anyway. 13. And I'm 19 shields away from finishing it. 2 turns. I think maybe it should be 1 turn. Can I afford it? Yes, I can. Let's do that. I feel a lot better having done that. Oh, and the Greeks have brought a catapult over. Oh dear. Looks like you've built your military up since then. You're showing Egyptian types back there, so I think that means you're in a monarchy? I am still not giving you metallurgy. Go to hell. Alright, sure. Since you have a catapult right outside my capital, yes. I'm not quite ready for it to attack. We welcome peace. And they just got the Hanging Gardens, too, which expired ages ago, but so be it. Help yourselves. Be that way. Points if I end up going on the offense against you later. There we go. Isaac Newton's College. A thing of beauty. Look at all that ivy. Ivy pre-installed. Oh man. The light bulbs are so dense that they actually have to stack up some. They're lined up. Yeah, it's like adjacent cells rather than spaces between them. These single food tiles are just not doing it for me. I'm going to pluck them up, but I don't need the happiness. There are two other things I can do with workers off the land, which are called specialists in general. If I click one of these, he becomes a taxman, and he's providing me coin. If I click him again, he becomes a scientist, and he's providing me light bulbs. And yeah, all the library and university, Copernicus is observed. Yeah, all that stuff applies to him and what he'd be providing as well. So yeah, now the light bulbs are so dense there can't be any spaces between them. It's just this big, long, thick black bar. And I can do the same thing with you too. So yeah, we have the tech. And now to defend it all, let's get some musketeers going in here. It'll only take 3 turns. Alright, you got rails into that tile. Excellent. Let's come down here. You have left the catapult behind. Oh dear. Ugh. What are you doing? Yes, all the light bulbs. No, the settlers are fine. The settlers actually aren't at risk here. What is kind of annoying, though, is that I now can't work this tile, which is what was connecting. And because it's going to exert a zone of control, I can't move him that way either. So yeah, that's kind of the... Yes! Exactly that! Oh man. That was the thing about Civ 3 and Call to Power. I vastly preferred Call to Power for a number of reasons in many ways. But man, the borders and culture in Civ 3 were amazing. I wish I could just implant those into Call to Power. That would be fantastic. Alright, so the settler is going to have to work in this direction, essentially. This tile's rolling over into this one. What you see there depends on which one you highlighted most recently. Alright, so let's work that tile. I can send you that way. Moving into an unused gap there. Ooh. Okay, you have automatically went back to You automatically went back to using that tile. Good for you. Thank you. Greatly appreciate that. Excellent. Okay, let's irrigate there. Roads here. Okay, you fortify. I feel decidedly better about this city. Although I'm kind of lacking other things to even make right now. Darwin's Voyage is being built elsewhere. Alright, so let's have you build barracks. So you can make a pre-veteran unit. It becomes a veteran right off the assembly line, so to speak. Alright, Darwin's Voyage is a good chunk away. I do want to sort of time when I finish that. Okay. Gaining 11 coin a turn, discovery 6 turns. That's a lot better than it was not long ago. And I don't even have banking yet. Okay. Vast improvements. Okay, so rails here. Calling it a night? Alright, take care, Cosmic Bard. The VOD will be there, and I will be resuming this game next week. Actually, I shouldn't be at it too much longer myself. It's almost 1:30 here. Yeah, this stream is approaching the 5-hour mark. Okay. So how do I want to play it from here? Alright, the Romans got Magellan's expedition, but I'm fine with that. I've never had much use for it, honestly. It is useful, it doesn't expire, but, yeah, not terribly important to me. Oh, nice! I think that center could use a little enhancement. Aha! Lift that up, get some good steps going in. Nice. Okay, let's irrigate that. Yeah, I want that shield. Yeah, let's go ahead and work that. And I can send the settlers down there to work that tile. So that's actually perfectly fine. Everybody chunking away their respective projects. There we go. Don't have the fully modern barracks yet. There we go. Those will vanish at some point, but good for now. Musketeers, let's get a second one in there. It's a veteran, so it will have an attack boost. There's banking! Alright. Yes, so there's money. There's more money. Yes, this leads to some really nice text coming up, and yes, I can now build banks, so that will solve some serious issues. Does industrialization require something I don't have, or is it just once again being a jerk? It is once again being a jerk, I think. Actually, I was looking at the wrong place. Yes, it is once again being a jerk. Yes, I have great want of industrialization and what lies behind it right now, like big time. But it's not offering that to me, so I'm going to have to take something else. Bury me with my money. Guess I'll take medicine while I'm waiting. Grr. You, yes, okay. Let's get that tile, further enhanced. Yeah, 1380 atomic theory. Alright, what do you want now? I am not giving you a damn thing. Oh, you want war, do you? Alright. Bring it. See what happens. See what frickin' happens. I'm not even gonna wait. I'm gonna just immediately go on the offensive here. In all honesty, the odds are against me there, so I kind of lucked out, I think. Alright, so that threat immediately popped off, and yeah, hopefully I can actually work that hill. Yeah, cannons. Cannons are going to happen. Once this guy is done, that's the next thing I'm building. Cannons. Totally a thing. Okay, rails there. You can fortify. Well, it beat the other one, and the other one wasn't fortified. Oh well, I tried. At least I'm no longer paying support for a unit that is not terribly modern anymore. Yeah, the hill defense boost. Yeah, I knew it was sort of a suicide, but yeah. Alright, well, since you've got that going now, time for a cannon. The bank is just going to have to wait a tiny bit longer. But the money seems to be working a little better now. I'm not even really sure where it all came from, but I'm glad it did. As a matter of fact, can I lower the tax rate? Up the science a bit? Yeah. Yeah, I'm still 7 ahead of turn and getting discoveries faster. So that works for me. How is Darwin's voyage coming? I need to remember to check on that. This timing with that is key to make the most of it. Oh, boy. Okay, we're at 3 million pop. You still have really crappy boats. Like, really crappy. You know what? Screw the sail. I want an ironclad. Actually, can I buy that? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Get island, invent silence. Yes. I actually haven't even fully explored this out, which is really weird. Yeah, if I were playing on King difficulty, this would have eaten me alive, honestly, I think, the way that I've been playing it. Ah! That's twice you've done that to me! Good riddance. Frickin' green piece of crap boat thing deal. Alright, so what have we got out here in this land? Oh, there's somebody out there. Alright, this has been replaced with a grassland, and I lucked into one with a shield on it. Fantastic. Let's actually switch this over to it, take advantage of that, and let's get the road going in there. Alright, and now you can work this tile. That will actually let a connection happen. Rails between the cities there. Okay, you're working on that cannon. Should be able to dislodge that guy. It's going to be a veteran cannon. Do I need another ironclad? It's kind of one of those things where you don't know. Yeah, the ironclad is generating unhappy faces, but the Wonder J.S. Box Cathedral comes in last, so it was going to be able to deal with those two. I can have one away from home and still be okay. I think it's time Kraid actually got things like a marketplace or a library going. I have marketplace first, since it pays for itself. Yeah. Interesting. The Greeks attacked it. It didn't work so well for them. Oh, actually, you know what you should be building? A cannon. Oh, you're not going to get that anytime soon, though. Oh, well. Work on it anyway. It's like a tiny little island here. This road there. Yep. Road here. So, yep, the brown extends out. We do still have railroads in this tile. We still have the effect of it, but you don't actually even get to see that it's there anymore, as it's drawn in the brown line to connect it, and there's no like gray dot anymore. It's weird, but yeah, it is in fact there. Okay, you need to go somewhere not near those musketeers. Yeah, I guess that means you're going south for now. Alright, so I have an ironclad roaming around here. Inlet. I'm not at war with you guys, am I? No, I'm at peace with the Greeks at the moment. And they did just try to fight these musketeers for me, so yeah, I'll leave them be. Okay, you can irrigate that tile. Right, get off my lawn. Jerkwad. Oh, you pillaged it! You tool! He's pillaging things. What a jerkwad. Okay, so I do want to get rid of the jungle there. Yeah, grassland, please. Alright, that has roads linking it up. Let's irrigate it. Can we get rid of these guys? Yes! Okay. Let's keep sending this ironclad around. Aha! There is a Zulu city. It is size 7. Okay. I now have a Ulundi. I now have a target. Yeah, no, the hills are free. And hopefully I can catch any more boats trying to come over and leave units behind. Yeah, those little triremes aren't going to have much of a chance against ironclads. Yeah, yep. That is a Zulu city. So yeah, I now have an actual like target to go for, so to speak. A place I can go, a thing I can do. Meanwhile, medicine has been discovered. One of those little texts there. Now this, I love this wonder in Civ 2. Here it is not nearly as useful. It does the same thing in both. Shakespeare's theater eliminates all unhappiness in the city where it is built. All of it. Gone. There can't be any. Which, of course, also means in a republic or democracy that you can have that city be the home city of all of your military units that are out and about gallivanting across the map, and no unhappiness will result. It is huge. Just that if you've got one really big city, that makes it so that you really don't have to worry about the constant overcrowding unhappiness building up. Here's the problem with it. In Civ 2, it never expires. You keep it indefinitely. When you build it somewhere, if they've got a cathedral, a coliseum, a temple, you can sell those. You don't need them anymore. They are completely redundant. Here, in the original Civ, Shakespeare's theater expires once somebody discovers electronics. And when that happens, that city where you built it is thoroughly and truly screwed. You're just never prepared for it. So it really loses a lot of its luster in that case. And so as a result, I typically don't bother with it. Even if it would be, on paper, incredibly useful, I usually have something else better to build. But I could actually see Twitch building this if we get things secured around the land there. It could actually make sense. They could start cranking out all sorts of cannons and musketeers, or hopefully riflemen soon. And yeah, I can stick them on boats and ship them across, and no unhappiness from them being away from home. Speaking of shipping them across, I'm looking at magnetism there and thinking maybe I ought to research that one. And that will replace sails with frigates, but that's kind of not what I really need right now. The biggest thing that I could do for myself right now, what I want is steel. I have the prerequisites for steel. The game's just not giving it to me. It's being a jerk. But I have no complaints whatsoever. Yeah, I need steel. That's what I want. I have no complaints whatsoever about taking industrialization right now. So that will be enormous. Okay, so this cannon, it's going to be a little awkward to try to send it out to Kraid, so I'm just going to actually have it fortify. Let me continue getting the lay of the land up here. Kraid is working on its own cannon, in theory. Oh! Actually, no it isn't, because it has no surplus shields with which to do so. That's kind of not good. I do, however, have another option. Give me a diplomat. Give me a diplomat. Yes. 6 a turn? Okay. Which builds Diplomat. First one of those that I've had. Okay, you know what yeah, we need that bank. The bank needs to happen first. Oh, I didn't see it finishing! But I think I just got a tech, so it shouldn't be too bad. Yes, industrialization. Actually, I think that came out pretty much perfectly. Ah, yes. With this, at long last, we've had plenty of ways of, boosting food. Well, at least the growth rate with the granary, and plenty of ways of boosting what we get out of trade. Finally, we have a means of boosting shields. The factory boosts the shields of a city by 50%. Enormous. This also gives me access to the transport ship, which can hold up to 8 units at once. You can send an entire army across on it. Just be careful it doesn't get sunk at sea. And perhaps most importantly, we have access to women's suffrage. This wonder of the world's effect is to reduce the unhappiness caused by military units being away from home by 1 each. So, in a democracy, you have 1 unhappiness instead of 2 for each unit away. And in a republic, you have 0 instead of 1. So if you don't mind the corruption, going to a republic means you have unlimited war potential. Yeah, women's suffrage is huge for me. I am very much going to want to build that. Alright, so chemistry and the corporation come up after that. Corporation does nothing on its own. It does lead to some things. I want to say that chemistry is actually in the same boat. Oh, okay, chemistry is what leads to explosives and then conscription, which is actually something I very, very much want right now. So yeah, I'm going to take the chemistry approach here. The zebra cake factory. And that's Darwin's Voyage. I got that immediately. You can read up on that on the VOD if you want. It does nothing on its own, but it leads to a few other techs that I am very much interested in. There it is! Thank you! I will gladly go for steel now, please. Thank you. The battleship is the strongest unit in the game. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. Alright, first things first, yeah, factory. We build a factory here. This is how many shields this city has generated. It is now producing pollution. I believe the way that this can be interpreted is that there is a 3% chance each turn that a tile in its city radius, land tile, will get gunk on it. It will become polluted. Resources of each type on that tile will be cut in half until I clean it up, which is something a settler can do. It takes some time. I will be able to reduce this, and actually I could just have fewer shields, and that will reduce the chance on its own. I could just totally do that rather than work those tiles. But yeah, once I finish the factory, it's just going to be like, there will be technologies later on I'll be able to reduce the pollution effect with. But for now, yeah, kind of an issue. Alright, so, Diplomat. Zulu Musketeers will desert for a mere 67 coin. I will gladly pay that. Now they are off my land. Unfortunately, they do automatically assign themselves to the nearest city I've got, assuming they're within a certain radius of any of them. Which means that he now belongs to this city, and I can't move him yet. And I've got 2 units away from city, so now I do actually have some unhappiness here. And most importantly, I have a shield shortage, which means even if yeah, there we go, I got the unhappiness settled in, but yeah, I'm going to lose something. I need to be not supporting one of these units. And the choice is kind of obvious at the moment. It's going to be the phalanx. It is the weakest of these. I can go ahead and disband that. The diplomat can sit in here for now. I can have it fortify or whatever. Yes, disband them. I don't get anything back for it, unfortunately. Later Civ games, if you disband a unit inside a city, you get some shields back. That doesn't happen here. But yeah, now I'll be able to keep this better unit now. Okay, let's keep searching around here. Oh, there is a Greek city. That would explain their hostilities. They would apparently be battling one another. I would actually love to get this diplomat across there. Actually build a transport. Let's do that. The transport itself is a non-combat unit, has an attack value of 0, so that will never cause unhappiness. That is perfectly fine to have searching around. Well, the Greeks want to talk with me again. Sure. No, you can't have metallurgy! Yeah, you be that way. Okay. Well, it says funds are running low, but I'm actually gaining money. Alright, so they've made it back home. They no longer have that unhappiness to be worried about. I can put them back on the land. Yeah, we still get a pass on one unit due to JS Box Cathedral. So I can keep the ironclad roaming around here. There we go. Yeah, I'll see how big this continent is. Get an idea of what I'm up against up in there. This is actually outside my city radius, so that's technically not a problem at the moment. Oh, I could put somebody back to work here. That's a good tile. That one's kind of subpar, although I suppose I could work it anyway. What I would really like to do is get the hills mined and get them worked on. So then I can really crank out the shields. I could have this city produce land units, and then, yeah, creates one transport. We'll be able to get them all across the way. Would be nice. Okay, and roads, irrigation, rails, please. It's on down here. Oh, okay. Tall, thin. Oh! And as a trireme, it can't get far away from the coast, so I might be able to catch that thing. Bye! Bloody thing. To avenge my settlers. Oh, hello. There's another one. Sort of on the near side, and it's smaller. And notably, neither of these have city walls built, which means cannons are probably going to be more than enough to crack them wide open. There's this one tile I can't see, and there's almost certainly a city on it, but I have no idea whose city it is. And I can't figure that out yet. Well, I guess I can, for the moment, just send the ironclad back to Kraid. I might even be able to disband it, although I don't actually technically need to do that just yet. You know what? This is actually not a bad place to break it off for the night, in all honesty. I don't have any immediately compelling thing I need to remember to do. You guys are all, you know, the settlers are all chunking away at things, buildings are going. So this is kind of a reasonable stopping point. And it is nearly 2 a.m. If I don't stop now, who knows when I actually will be able to. So let me go ahead and save this off. Yes, the Zotanians. Make sure I click carefully there. I don't want to save over the still ongoing practice game I was working on. And that save will be loaded up 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time next Wednesday. That's the way this works. I attack it each week. Let's see, it's 1450 AD in game time. It's probably going to take, I figure, 2 more episodes to finish this one. And then, assuming I win, it will be on to Civ 2. I'm basically going to be treating this challenge as though it were one sort of multi-campaign game. If I win this, I'll move straight on to Civ 2. If I win that, straight on to Civ 3. But if I fail any game along the way, I'll have to play something else in between in order to maintain the whole Warlord Wednesday rules. And I actually already have the game in mind that I would play. It's called Fantasy Empires. It's extremely well animated. It's a lot of fun. I haven't touched it in ages. I'm actually looking forward to trying that. If I do manage to make it all the way through the Civ games, then I'll just play that afterwards. But yeah, that's what I have in mind anyway. I still need to install that, de-rust on it, but yeah. So far, this is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. This is still very much looking winnable. It's looking like I'm going to be able to get in there and start actually being start counter attacking. Hopefully I'll be able to take some of these Zulu cities and actually get to where I can extend out again, get more cities, both by building them and by taking those that others have. And hopefully, I can get things secure. It is very much my intention to win this game via the space race rather than by conquest, because I want to show off everything in the game if I can. So that's the plan. Alright, so yeah. Sid Meier's Civilization, the DOS original. That is going to be it for now. Until then, oh yeah, and tomorrow I'm going to be back on the NES. I'm thinking it's going to probably be more Codename Viper. I feel like I didn't do nearly well enough last week, so that's the plan. I have already played through Alpha Centauri. If you want to see my full game playthrough of it, the entire thing is highlighted. Look on my channel page under Warlord Wednesday The Wins. It's there. Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. You can see the whole thing. Already done that one. Alright, that's it for this episode. Take care. Stay cool out there. Never forget to play. I will catch you next time.